Hi everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. This is what we're doing today, can you tell? So I have come up with a new mold. This is like a little bit of everything. So I have 2 turtles, 4 hearts, 2 fish, 2 starfish, and these are kind of like little Hershey Kisses. Kind of like that, but a little fluted on the edge. So I just wanted to show you the mold, and I figured, how am I going to do it? And because it's really small, each one only holds like a 1/4 ounce of resin. So this is a great mold to have on hand if you have extra resin. Just grab it, put your extra resin in there, make somebody some magnets or whatever you want to make, little pieces, parts. So the best way I came up is to show you some glitters. So these 6 glitters will be showcased today, 2 in each color. So I'm going to do pinks and purples for the hearts, aquamarine for the turtles. I'm going to do orange on the fish, gold on these starfish, and a little bit of opal on these little Hershey, I don't know what to call them. I don't want to say Hershey Kiss because that's a brand name and it's not. So I don't know. You'll see them when they get demolded, so it'll be fun. So since they're about a quarter ounce each, that means I need about 3 ounces. So I am going to mix up my fast cure because I don't want to wait too long to demold these for you. I will turn the heat mat on. I absolutely love this thing. It makes my life so much easier. There's a cover for it. And let me get some resin mixed up. I'm going to get a bunch of little tiny little cups to put it in because I don't want to overmix each one. And then I'll show you not only what the mold looks like, but what 6 glitters look like. All right, let's get started. So I mixed up the resin, and of course there's a lot of bubbles. It's my thickest resin that I have, but I'm not concerned about the bubbles. Like I always tell you, if you're sticking a whole bunch of glitter inside, you are not going to see those bubbles. Glitter covers a multitude of bubbles. I love that. So, and the other good thing about this mold, which I didn't mention earlier, of course I have glitter everywhere, you guys. You know that. It drives me nuts, but there's nothing I can do about it. I'd be putting tape all over it all day long. One thing about this kind of mold, you don't have to have enough to fill it up. It doesn't have to be filled up to get the actual piece to look normal. So this one may be this little kiss, but even still, that one doesn't have to be. So if you don't have enough resin to fill up the thing, you're still going to get the fish. You're still going to get the turtle, the heart shape, the starfish shape. You're still going to get it. So don't worry if you don't fill it all the way to the top. It doesn't matter. All right, so I'm going to start with this one first. This is my aquamarine. This is a beautiful, beautiful blue-green mixture, and this is a fine glitter. And I'm excited that you get to see them done. I mean, I'm probably did them on other videos, but at least I get to showcase at least 6 of them, so you know what you're actually getting when you order them. I know it's so hard to order on eBay. The pictures just don't do it justice. What I would recommend is read the reviews. Read the reviews on my eBay channel. I have 100% good reviews, and everybody says the glitter is more beautiful in person. So I can't stress that enough. You cannot go by pictures. It is just so hard to get a camera to get the true effect. So I'm just like packing this with glitter so you can see it on the final outcome. So again, this one is aquamarine. I will put them all in the description box. If you want, I'll link them all right there. So I'm just going to pour these in. This is like the easiest demo ever. I'm sure I have enough to fill them, but I just want to make sure. And then these will get given away. As usual, I give all kinds of stuff away that I make on this channel to you who do order from me. So I just want to say thank you, and that's one way to say thank you for supporting small businesses and not all these massive big box stores that conglomerate the system. So not just me, but everybody that is a small business appreciates you, patronizing, shopping with them, I should say. All right, so that is that one. So the fish, I wanted to do orange because little Nemo is orange. And I think that is a clownfish. I'm not 100% sure. This one is my sherbet. It is a fine glitter. So if you use any of my fine glitters in any project and you just put a little tiny bit, you don't have to pack it. This is what I use to suspend in my resin. Any of the fine glitters, and I have a ton of them. So kind of like one of my favorites I use a lot is my rainbow shimmer, because it gives you that shimmer effect throughout your project and it'll stay suspended. Well, that's because it's a fine glitter or an ultra fine glitter. So that's what you want to look for in the description. Now your mediums and your chunkies obviously they won't be suspended unless you add a little bit of glue, like Daniel Cooper showed us how to do that. Although I kind of did it wrong on one project, but it did work on another project. Okay, that's my sherbet. And we're going to fill these little fish with this. This will give you a better idea. Again, you're looking through a camera, so you're not going to get the full effect. When my friends come over and they see or are purchasing whatever, they all say it's way better in person all the time. Family, friends. Can't believe the difference, as will be with your stuff as well. Okay, so that is my sherbet, and I will spray the backs of these with alcohol. You can even spray in your mold to help stop bubbles getting in there. So the heart, I'm going to do one in my golden rose fine, which is like this one is a fine glitter too. It's a blushy color, like a rose gold, hence the name Golden Rose. So I'm just going to pack it full, mix it up, and pour it in. This is a pretty popular one that a lot of people are ordering. I have this one in fine and also in medium. So you can even take the two and mix them together for a custom mix if you want to. Now this heart mold is a little bit smaller than the other ones. It's just the way it's made. So actually I will go ahead and dome these two, because they do shrink when they cure. And I'm almost done filling up my hand mold. So I'm going to put all these extra. Look at this. This is what I'm going to be giving away soon. So if you're watching, that was one of my final layers. This thing is filled with all kinds of extras on top of the extras that I make to give away. So I'm just going to put some of these in if I have extra and get a final layer on this so I can unmold that on a future video and give that away to somebody. All right, so this next heart, I'm going to do my raspberry, and it's like a really fuchsia pink with hints of green. This is a fine glitter as well. As you can tell, I love fine glitters because they're so versatile. You can pack them together and get it really shiny, or you can use a very little bit in your project and just have that little bit of glitter that everybody likes to do. Most everybody likes glitter. Not everybody likes glitter. All right, these are going in this heart, and this is the heart that I use all the time. And I put a little rhinestone in the corner of it, so we'll do that on this one as well, if you could see it in this pink. But I did include 2 of those hearts into this mold. And again, you don't have to fill these all the way to get the shape of the mold. You'll probably have to trim the back, but that's with any mold that you do that you don't fill to the top. Okay, so those 2 are done. Now, this little Hershey Kiss one, which I need a name, guys. Give me a name for this one, because I don't want to call it by that, or they'll probably like sue me or something. I'm going to use, this one is my snowflake, and this is a flake, an opal flake. These are really, really light. Really, really light. That looks really pretty inside of resin. So this, I'm hoping, well, I'm gonna have to poke down that little tiny, it has a pointy tip at the bottom. So you just wanna kinda make sure resin gets in that little pointy tip. So just put a tiny one in when you're using this one. Poke that little tip down, dotting tool or whatever, toothpick, before you fill it up. Ooh, that's gonna be pretty. These are my favorite kinds of tutorials. You know why? Obviously you know why, because I get to use all kinds of glitter. All right, so I just wanna wipe that off. All right, that one's done. As you can see, like I said, most of them are taking 1/4 ounce each. This one took just under. And this one is my pot of gold. This one is a flake, kind of. It's not, it's kind of a mix between a flake and a foil. And this one will stay suspended mostly unless you have big pieces. So you don't need a lot of it. And I want to show you, I mean, the thicker your resin is, obviously, but yes, the heavier pieces will sink. But if you get your resin thick enough or you wait long enough, or, you know, I think Let's Resin's brand says wait to 40 to 50 degrees Celsius. And then they say that glitter will stay suspended. I haven't tried that, but I'm going to have to try that just to see if it works. I've never heated my resin up that hot before I poured it. I always get nervous about a flash cure. Okay, so this one just has a drip left. I'm gonna pour that into my hands over here. I know you can't see that, but that's what I'm doing. And I'm gonna turn this heating mat on. And because this is a 4-hour fast cure, I should be demolding this in about an hour, as long as I'm gonna get everything off so I'm not melting anything. And I will see you back for demold. I'm so excited. Are you guys ready to unmold? I am. So it's been a couple hours. I had it on the heat mat. Everything is cured. Now the only one that might get messed up is this one because this is a little warm. And last time I pulled these out warm, I messed up the tips of them. So hopefully that doesn't happen. So let's check out the colors. Well, let me get them all out and then we'll flip them over. As you can see, they pop out beautifully. Nice clean molds. We'll get a couple of rhinestones in there. Okay, let's hope this one comes out. I don't want to ruin it. Oh, I don't think I did. Really, you should wait until your stuff is cold before demolding. Most of us don't. But I have ruined some pieces because I did not wait for that to happen. So just my little FYI for you today. Cold pieces are better. All right, are we ready? Here we go. This was the aquamarine. Really nice. Oh, look at that. I ended up with one bubble, both in the exact same spot right there. But that's not too bad. Again, the camera does not do this justice. Let's see if you can see better on a white background. You can see the blue and you can see the green. Now this turtle shell does have indentations for little blocks on it. I know you can't see it here, but it's definitely there. There is some texture there for that. And there is a rim around that. So there are some details in this turtle mold that you really can't see with all the glitter. Those are those. Here are the pink. And this was golden rose fine. Really pretty. Again, these are really thick. You don't have to pour them that thick. You could pour them half the size. and still make a nice magnet or whatever you're going to do with them. Give me some ideas on what you guys do with these other than the magnets that I make, because I would love more ideas. Here's the raspberry. Shimmery pretty with some yellows and some greens in there. So this little indentation is for the rhinestone to go in. So we'll get that done in a second. And here's a little Hershey kiss. Well, you really can't see on the white there. It's like got a fluted top or sides. That's a better angle for you. And the snowflake opalescent glitter inside. Super pretty. And that floats. That stuff is so light. That floats with no problem. And then we have the creamsicle. Again, the fish, they have details on them. They have striping. 1, 2, 3, 4 stripes of an eye and a mouth. And then there is some detail in the fins as well, but with all the glitter, it's really, really hard to tell. But that is the creamsicle with the yellowish shimmers and golden shimmers into the orange. And then we have the pot of gold, which is like the flake foil. Again, that floats really nicely in your resin. You can see it all the way through. Nice and golden. I have this in 3 colors. I have it in blue, beautiful blue. And I also have it in silver and gold. So these are like fragments. I think I have it under glitter fragments. I'm not sure. But again, it'll be linked below and you'll be able to find the other ones. So let me just grab a quick rhinestone for these. And I think we're going to do this color. I just need 2 of them. A little bit of liquid fusion to go in this little tiny part. And I'm just gonna take my little rhinestone, stick it in the glued area, and let it set until it's dry. Now I can't get it to focus. There we go. For some reason, my camera won't focus. There we go. So you can put any kind of rhinestone, pearl, whatever you want right up there in the corner. So the way I put my magnets together, I use E6000 glue and these little tiny magnets. And I usually put 1 to 2 on the back of them, depending on the size of the piece. Now these ones, I usually just put 1 in the center. You can trim around the edge if it is not flat, especially if it's sharp. You don't want any sharp pieces going on people's hands. So I will just trim around here and do one of them for you. If you've ordered from me, I'm sure you've received magnets in the mail with it, and you will already know what I do. So that's nice and flat, and basically I just take my liquid fusion and a stick, squirt a little bit out, dab it on the back. And these are pretty strong magnets. I'll link them below as well. I've used thousands and thousands of these. I always get the same ones. And I just put that on there until it's dry. It'll dry clear. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that for all of these. So I just want to say thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know it's not an exciting mold, but it was kind of nice to see all these different glitters that I have. I have probably 70 to 80 of them, different ones on my eBay store. So if you're interested in any glitters, definitely check out the store. Just follow the links and you'll find it. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. And you have a blessed day. I'll get you some final pictures. Bye.